No one ever noticed her. That's what she believed. She moved in silence, her body hidden between layers of cloaking technology and mental shielding. Even her footsteps made no sound. She had studied humans for years, watched them argue, cry, laugh, and sometimes do nothing for hours. Still, none had ever sensed her. Not until today. Rain fell gently on the metal roof above as she sat, crouched, in the dark corner of the old warehouse. Her name, at least the one her own kind used, was Vara. She wasn't here to harm anyone. Observation was her mission. Learn, document, disappear. She had done it on 5 other planets. Earth was supposed to be the easiest one, but today was different. Something had shifted. It began with a tremor, not an earthquake, but something. Under the surface. A strange vibration in the air, barely noticeable, like the ground was holding its breath. Vara's sensors detected it. So did the birds. They stopped flying. Dogs barked and ran in circles. Humans didn't notice. They rarely did. The boy did. He looked maybe 18. Skinny, with messy black hair and a ripped jacket. He walked with his head down, hands deep in his pockets, like he was trying to disappear from the world. But then he stopped, turned his head slowly, and looked right at her. Vara froze. It was impossible. Her cloak was active. Her shield was stable. No human should be able to see her, but he did. His eyes locked onto hers with confusion first, then fear, then something else, recognition. Before she could move, a sound like thunder ripped through the sky. The warehouse shook. Outside, the clouds turned black, and a green-blue light cracked open above the city. It wasn't lightning. It was something else. She ran. Not because of the boy, not yet, but because she knew what that light meant. Her people called it the Fold. It was not supposed to open on Earth. Not yet. Not now. Something had gone very, very wrong. The boy ran too. Not away from the light, but toward it. Vara followed. She didn't know why. It was against all protocol. But something in her instincts pushed her forward. He had seen her. That was impossible. And now he was moving toward a fold rift, which could only mean one thing. Either he wasn't fully human, or someone had interfered. The city was falling into chaos. People screamed and pointed at the sky. Cars crashed into each other. A large power line sparked and fell into the street, setting fire to a shop. No one noticed the boy slipping through the smoke, moving faster than he should have been able to. Vara moved just above him, invisible again, but unsure if it mattered now. As they reached the park, once green, now scorched by strange heat, the fold opened wider. A shape dropped out. Humanoid, tall, metal. Its face was blank, eyes glowing red. A weapon grew from its arm like a blade made of light and sound. It wasn't one of hers. This thing was something else. A war drone, from another race. A silent invader. Vara had read about them. Her people once faced them on a moon called Scyther. They had no name, only numbers. Machines built for one purpose: remove all threats, not conquer, not rule. Just erase. The boy didn't stop. He walked straight into the center of the park, into the machine's path. Vara shouted. Not out loud, but with a sharp mental pulse, hoping he might hear. He didn't react. The machine raised its weapon. Time slowed. Vara dropped her cloak and dove. The blast hit her side, throwing her across the pavement. Pain fired through her chest. Her vision blurred, but she saw the boy still standing. The machine had paused. No, not paused. It was waiting. The boy raised his hand. The light in the sky pulsed. The fold shifted, and the machine stepped back. Vara couldn't move, but she watched. The boy turned slowly, his eyes finding her again. Not confused now. Not afraid. He spoke, his voice calm, too calm for a human in that moment. I didn't think anyone else would come." Then he walked away as the sky closed behind him, leaving fire and silence in his steps. Vara lay still, her breathing uneven, thoughts racing. That boy was no ordinary human. And if he had seen her, others might too. The war she came to study had already begun. She had just been late to notice. Vara woke up in darkness. Her body was still broken, maybe. Her side burned where the energy blast had struck. The machine's weapon was meant to kill. Only her cloak's energy shield had saved her, but barely. She looked around. The park was gone. Nothing but ash and metal scraps remained. The sky above was quiet again, almost peaceful. Too peaceful. That was never a good sign. Her mind tried to process what she had seen. The machine, the fold, the boy. No. The not boy, he had stopped the drone. Not with weapons, not with strength. With control? Influence? Vara had seen leaders, soldiers, scientists, but none had ever made a war drone step back. She had to report this. But when she reached for her comlink, she found only sparks, destroyed in the blast. No way to contact her ship. No way to return yet. She pulled herself up. Pain shot through her back, but she didn't stop. Her kind were built to survive. Her skin adjusted, healing began, the cloak flickered weakly but came back online. She was invisible again, but not hidden. Not really. Someone had seen her. That changed everything. She needed to find him. Not to stop him, not yet, but to understand. She walked through the ruined city. People were confused, scared. Emergency lights flashed. Drones flew overhead. Human drones, not military, just cameras. Recording everything. News networks, police surveillance, curious eyes. No one saw her. Still, she felt watched. The boy had gone west. Toward the old part of the city, abandoned buildings, old factories, underground stations where no one went anymore. She followed, tracking faint energy traces only her sensors could pick up. Each step closer made the signal stronger. He wasn't hiding. That was the strange part. He wanted to be found. Inside an old subway tunnel, she found the first sign. A wall covered in writing, not in ink, but burned into the stone. Symbols from no known Earth language, and yet, she understood some of them. They weren't words. They were instructions, layers of code, warnings, orders. He was leaving messages. For who? Vara moved deeper into the tunnel. The light from above faded. The air grew cold. Old metal pipes dripped water onto broken tiles. Still, she walked without fear. She had been through worse. Other planets. Other wars. This wasn't the end, it was the start. Then she heard it. Footsteps. Slow. Deliberate. Not hers. She turned a corner, and there he was, standing in front of an old, broken train, covered in dust and graffiti. Behind him, glowing softly, was a sphere floating. Mid-air, full tech, advanced, nothing humans could build. Nothing she could build either. "You followed," he said, without turning around. Vara said nothing. She stepped closer, cloak still active. Watching, waiting. "You don't have to hide. I can see you, even when you think I can't." He turned slowly. His eyes glowed faintly now. Not fully human, that was clear. But not machine either. Something in between. "I'm not your enemy," he said. Vara finally dropped the cloak. "I don't know what you are." He smiled. Not kindly, but not cruelly either. "I was born here, raised here, but not made here." "Then where?" she asked. He looked at the sphere. Wherever that came from. She stepped closer. Her sensors scanned a device. It was a live part machine, part organic. Fold stable, not dangerous, yet filled with data. Thousands of layers of code, too complex to read all at once. A message, a map, a lock. It's not just a weapon, he said. It's a key. A key to what? To them? The ones who sent the drone. Vara narrowed her eyes. You opened the fold? No, they did. But I kept it from spreading. That's what I was trained to do. Trained by who? The boy, if he could still be called that, didn't answer. He walked to the sphere, touched its surface, and it responded to him. It showed an image, a planet, burned, lifeless, then another, and another dot all destroyed, all like Earth. They're coming again, he said. That drone was just a test. Vara felt the chill deeper now. This wasn't just an accident. It wasn't random. Earth had been marked. And this boy, this half-human, half-something, was the only one standing between the fold and total destruction. She had a choice: observe, or interfere. Why did you let me follow you? She asked. Because I'm not sure I can stop them alone, he said. And you, he looked her straight in the eye again. You don't belong here either, do you? Vara didn't answer. But she didn't walk away. The war wasn't just unexpected anymore, it was personal now. The tunnels weren't safe anymore. Vara had felt it first, a vibration in her bones. Subtle, wrong, not like before. Not just fold energy, something else had arrived. Something that didn't belong anywhere. The boy stood still, his hand still. On the floating sphere, it had gone dark now, silent, as if hiding. Even it was afraid. They're near, he said quietly. Vara looked around. The tunnel air had changed. Thicker. Harder to breathe, even for her. The lights overhead flickered, one by one. First white. Then red. Then gone. What's coming? She asked. They're not drones this time, he replied. They send something else when they're ready to test the planet. He walked to a side wall, placing his hand flat against a concrete panel. With a soft click, it slid open. A hidden passage. Darker. Older. She didn't question. She followed. Inside, the walls were different. Marked with symbols, some hers, some unknown. A mix of alien languages layered over decades. She scanned one quickly. It wasn't a warning dot, it was a countdown. How long? She asked. 3 days, maybe less. Depends on how fast they find me. Then why are we hiding? I'm not, he said, walking deeper into the narrow hallway. I'm leading them where I want. Vara stared. She had dealt with military strategists before, but he wasn't one. He was young, untrained, and still, somehow, he knew more than he should. How do you know what they'll do? He stopped. His voice was calm, but cold, because I've seen them before. When I was 5, I saw them destroy the colony where I was born. My mother wasn't human. She thought hiding here would protect me. It didn't. She nodded slowly. The pieces were coming together. Half human, half something else. Raised on Earth, hunted since birth. A survivor. They reached the end of the tunnel, opening into an old maintenance room. Broken screens covered one wall. He powered one on with a flick of his wrist. Static, then signal. A camera feed from above. VAR. Watched. 6 figures had entered the park. Tall, pale. Not machines, but not alive either. They moved like liquid, their bodies shifting form as they walked, cloaked in something darker than shadow. No sound. No heat signature. Scouts. She knew them from old reports. Her people called them whispers. Weapons made from living matter. Unfold corruption. Sent ahead of full invasions to weaken planets from the inside. They didn't fight openly. They consumed. They're here for you, she said. They're here for what's inside me, he answered. Vara turned sharply. What do you mean? He didn't answer. Instead, he lifted his shirt. just enough to show his chest. A faint glow pulsed under his skin, like veins of light moving with his heartbeat. They put something inside me when I was a baby. Something they lost. Something they want back. Vara stepped back. Her instinct screamed to run, but she didn't. Instead, she reached out. We have to get it out. No, he said quickly. If we remove it, it'll kill me. If they take it, they'll open every full gate across this system. She froze. The stakes had changed again. He wasn't just a survivor. He was a lock, a trigger, a weapon. Then we fight, she said. He looked at her, searching her face for doubt. You came to observe? Now you want to fight? She nodded. Once. If I don't, they'll take Earth, and then the next planet, and the next. You think you're the only one running from them? He looked away, thoughtful. You're not military. You don't even carry a weapon. She smiled faintly. You think that makes me weak? He smiled back. No, just curious. Then the room shook. Dust fell from the ceiling. The lights went out. They found us, he said. Vara didn't speak. Her cloak flickered to life, her vision adjusted. She scanned the walls. One exit. Too small. No time. Then she saw them. The whispers moved through the floor. Not walking, sliding. Like smoke with eyes. They didn't speak. They never did. Vara stepped forward, blocking the boy. Her arm lit up. A pulse blade extended from under her skin crude. Short range but deadly. The boy watched in silence. You don't have to protect me, he said. I'm not, she replied. I'm protecting the planet. Then the whispers struck. They moved faster than wind. One lunged. She turned, slashed nothing. Its body split, then reformed. They weren't solid. Not entirely. The boy raised his hand. His pulse flared. The room exploded in light. One whisper vanished. Screamed without sound. Disintegrated. The others paused. You've done that before, Vara said, breathing hard. Only once, he said. It almost killed me. They don't know that. He nodded. Then let's make them afraid. The whisper creatures did not scream. They made no sound when they moved, attacked, or vanished. But Vara felt it, something like a ripple in the air when one of them died. It wasn't pain. It was rage. 2 of them were gone now. Burned away by the boy's strange light. 3 remained. Didn't run. They adapted. One of them changed shape, becoming sharper, faster. Its limbs stretched like wires, slicing through metal pipes as it moved. Another grew spikes along its back. Its skin turned hard like stone. The third vanished completely. Vara's blade hummed. Her hands were steady, but her thoughts raced. These weren't normal scouts. They were learning. She didn't wait. She charged forward, striking the stone-skinned one across the chest. It staggered, surprised. Her blade flickered. Fold reactive energy. Not perfect, but enough to wound. Behind her, the boy fought without touching. His power moved around him like wind, pushing the creatures back with invisible force. Every time the light pulsed from under his skin, the whispers recoiled. Not in fear yet, but in confusion. They didn't expect resistance. Not here. Not now. They would remember this. The third one, silent, unseen, reappeared behind them. Too late. Vara turned and fired a compact burst from the small device hidden under her arm. A sphere of compressed light struck the creature's chest and expanded, pushing it into the wall. Its body shimmered, then shattered like glass. Gone. Only 2 remained. They hesitated. Then something strange happened. They stepped back. Not in fear. In recognition. And then they spoke, not with voices, but directly into her mind. He does not belong to you. Vara stepped in front of the boy again. Then who does he belong to? 2. The gate. She blinked. What gate? But they said nothing more. Instead, they turned and disappeared into the walls like shadows melting into smoke. Silence returned. The room was broken. Wires hung from the ceiling. Lights flickered weakly. But the threat for now was gone. The boy sat down slowly, his breath shaky. The light in his chest dimmed. Vara scanned him. No major damage, but his energy was unstable. You pushed too hard, she said. I had no choice. You always have a choice. He looked up. So do you. Why are you still here? She didn't answer right away. Instead, she walked to one of the broken screens and touched it gently. It sparked, then showed an image in old, classified file. Her mission: observe Earth. Report fold anomalies. No interference. She erased it. Because. I've seen this before, she said softly, on another world. We ignored the signs, waited too long, watched it burn. The boy's voice dropped. You lost people, Vara nodded. I don't want to watch another planet fall. He stood, slowly, carefully. Then you need to know what's coming. I already know. Fold invasion. War. No, he said. Not war. He walked to the sphere again. Touched it. The air around them shimmered. The sphere lit up, and this time it opened. Inside was a map. But not of Earth, not of stars. A structure, circular, massive, alive. The gate, he whispered. Vara stared at it. Her sensors couldn't read it fully. It existed half in this universe, half in fold space. It pulsed like a heart. A construct the size of a moon. What is it? It's not a weapon. It's worse. He pointed at a small blinking dot near the center. They put this inside me when I was a child. A beacon, a signal key. It connects to the gate. Vara understood. Too late. Far too late. They've already locked on. He nodded. And they're not sending scouts anymore. Suddenly, the sphere darkened. The map changed. A ship appeared, unfolding from the edge of space. Large, silent, heading toward Earth. Vara felt something she hadn't felt in years. Panic. How long? She asked. Less than 2 days. And Earth doesn't know. They will when it's too late. Vara didn't blink. Then we make them listen. He looked at her again. This time, there was no fear in his eyes, only resolve. How? She drew her blade and stepped closer. We show them what's coming. We give them a reason to fight. And we find a way to shut down the gate. He nodded once. Together. Outside. Far above. The first stars began to vanish, blotted out by the shadow of something enormous entering the system. The countdown had already started. And Earth had no idea. They didn't have time. The gate ship, massive, silent, cold, was no longer just a shadow in the sky. It had moved closer in just hours. Too fast. Vara knew its kind didn't follow human physics. It folded reality like paper, slipping between. Space like a whisper. Still, humans saw nothing. Their satellites captured strange lights. Scientists called it solar interference. Governments dismissed the footage. News networks argued if it was a hack, a hoax, or a new military satellite. No one believed the truth. So Vara and the boy decided to stop hiding. They surfaced at night, far from the tunnels, in the middle of an abandoned research facility, once in the tunnels, and the middle of an abandoned research facility, once owned by a private defense company, empty for years, full of dead cameras and broken drones. But the comms array still worked. Vara got to work. She didn't need authorization. Her tools bypassed every firewall. Within minutes, she was linked into every civilian and military satellite within low orbit. The boy stood beside her, watching the horizon, quiet, focused. Will they listen? He asked. They'll hear us, she said. That's not the same. She looked at him. He wasn't wrong. Humans didn't trust easily. Not governments. Not strangers. Especially not aliens, but they didn't need trust. They needed fear. The comms array hummed as Vara uploaded the signal. Not a voice, not a message, a warning, real footage. The battle from the tunnels, the whisper creatures, the fold gate image, and finally data from the sphere. A glimpse of the gate ship as it moved into Earth's orbit, distorted but visible. It broadcast in all directions. The world paused, phones buzzed, screens flashed. Every major station, every private line, every military base received the same feed. Then, silence. The signal ended, and the panic began. Within minutes, fighter jets scrambled. Governments issued confused statements. One called it a terrorist attack. Another claimed it was deep-fake warfare. But the people saw. The footage spread too fast to stop. In the confusion, Vara turned to the boy. You said they can track the signal in your body. He nodded. They already have. She pointed to the sky. Then they'll come for you. Not just scouts next time. He didn't flinch. Then we bring them somewhere we choose. She studied him carefully. His heartbeat was steady. His energy still glowed under his skin, but brighter now. Like it had accepted something. What are you becoming? She asked. He didn't answer right away. I don't think I'm becoming anything. I think I'm unlocking. The word chilled her. Vara had seen technology grow, but this wasn't tech. It was design. Long-term planning, the kind that crossed generations. Something or someone had built him not just to survive, but to activate when the gate returned. A living key. Suddenly, an alarm on the screen flashed red. A ship. Atmospheric breach. She turned the satellite feed, zoomed in. It wasn't the main gate ship. Not yet, but it was one of theirs. Sleek, black, no visible engine. Descending. Fast. Right toward them. They're sending something new, Vara said. The boy nodded slowly. They won't try to kill me this time. What then? They'll try to bring me back. Vara narrowed her eyes. Would you go? He looked at her. No. That was enough. She tapped a button on her wrist. A wave of energy pulsed around them, an old beacon system designed for emergency contact. Not human, hers, buried long ago. In the sky. Something responded. Her ship. Old, damaged, but still loyal. It uncloaked high above the Earth's surface and dropped toward their location, masking its signature behind civilian radar. The humans would see it as another meteor. They wouldn't realize it had weapons. The enemy ship came into view. Black. Lightning crackled around its edges. Then it opened. Vara and the boy stood side by side, watching as a figure stepped out. It wasn't like the whispers. It was humanoid. Armored in smooth metal. No eyes, no face. But a voice, calm, mechanical, echoed through the night, directly into their minds. Subject acquired. Protocol return in progress. Surrender will preserve your organic form. The boy didn't move. Vara raised her blade. The voice continued. This is not a battle. It is correction. The boy stepped forward. His hands were empty. But the light under his skin flared brighter than before. He said only one word. No. The enemy raised its arm. A blinding beam shot forward, and the sky above them exploded. Vara's ship had arrived. Missiles launched. The night turned to fire. The war had begun. The sky burned for 3 minutes. Vara's ship had fired everything it had. Old plasma cannons, low-orbit torpedoes, shielding drones, all activated in rapid succession. It wasn't a full-scale defense. It was a warning shot. A declaration. They would not run. The enemy ship took damage. Heavy, but not fatal. It staggered mid-air, then retreated behind a veil of fold distortion. Not destroyed, just watching. Waiting. Learning. Inside the ruins of the old facility, Vara stood still, scanning for signs of more incoming threats. None for now. The boy was kneeling, his hands pressed against the ground. His eyes were closed, and the glow under his skin was no longer faint. It pulsed in rhythm with something deeper, some hidden signal only he could feel. "You didn't use your power," Vara said. He opened his eyes. "Not fully. Why not?" "Because I don't know what happens if I do." She walked closer, carefully. "You held back." He nodded once. Vara lowered her weapon but didn't deactivate it. "They're not trying to kill you anymore. They're trying to wake something up." The boy stood slowly. "I think I already am awake." He looked at the sky, now clearing, filled with smoke trails from ships and missiles. His voice was calm, but heavy. "They didn't just build me as a key. They built me as an answer." "To what?" "To whatever comes after the gate opens." Vara's chest tightened. She remembered a line from her training, something once dismissed as ancient myth, not science. "The gate doesn't invade. The gate tests." She shook the thought away. Number. Time for doubt. Her ship landed nearby, scraping across broken concrete. Still functional, barely. The hatch opened, revealing a dimly lit command chamber. She motioned him in. "We can't stay here." "They'll send more." He followed her inside. The door sealed behind them with a hiss. Inside, she connected to the main core. Her AI flickered on, barely alive. Data streamed across the main screen. Earth's governments were reacting now. Panic was spreading. Some cities had initiated evacuation protocols. Others denied anything had happened. The chaos was working in the gate's favor, but one message stood out. A signal from orbit. Not from the gate ship. From a relay station an Earth satellite hijacked hours ago. It was repeating a phrase, over and over, in hundreds of human languages. "The gate will not destroy. The gate will replace." The boy stared at. "They're preparing people. Conditioning. For what?" Vara asked. He turned slowly. "For surrender." She didn't speak. Then the floor of the ship trembled. A low hum. Full distortion nearby. Vara rushed to the sensors. Too late. An energy surge pierced the ship's shields. Silent, focused, like a spear. Through light. It didn't hit her. It hit him. The boy gasped, his body arching. The glow inside him exploded, filling the chamber with blue light. His skin shimmered, showing circuitry not made of metal but memory. Vara ran to him. "Stay awake, listen to me." He wasn't unconscious, but he wasn't fully there either. His eyes were open, but unfocused. His mouth moved without sound. Then the voice returned. Not from outside, from him. Reconnection initiated. Gate command accepted. Awaiting final override. Vara stepped back. No, you're stronger than this. You choose." He blinked. Light faded. His breathing slowed. "I'm still here," he said, voice shaking. "But I felt it." A part of me wanted to say yes. To what? To everything. He looked at her, truly afraid now. "They're not trying to kill me. They're trying to bring me home." Vara's mind raced. This wasn't just about Earth. This was about identity, memory, creation. The boy wasn't just a weapon. He was a bridge. And that meant the gate didn't need to attack Earth directly. It only needed to convince him. She steadied her voice. "We sever the link." He looked at her. "How?" "There's a fold rift on the moon, a relic site. If we reach it, I might be able to rewrite the command imprint, change your frequency, block the gate from speaking to you. And if it doesn't work, then they use you as the door." The boy nodded once. "When do we go?" She activated the ship's thrusters. Now. Above them, in the edge of Earth's orbit, The gate ship turned slowly toward the moon dot as if it already knew where they were going. As if it was waiting. The moon was silent. No cities, no crowds, no chaos. Just dust, stone, and shadow. Vara's ship landed near the ancient fold rift, half buried in rock, pulsing with old energy. Her people had found it long ago, but sealed it off. Too unstable. Too dangerous. A place where reality was thin, where thoughts could shape matter and memories could bleed into time. The boy stepped out first. His boots left shallow prints in the lunar dust. The glow under his skin pulsed faster now. Stronger. The gate's influence was increasing. He felt it every time he blinked, something watching from the sky, whispering from inside. Vara followed. Scanning the area. No enemies. No drones. No sound yet. This is it, she said. The fold rift is alive. If I can link it to your core, I can block their access. Maybe even burn their signal completely. He nodded. And if they stop me? By force? Then we cut the connection the hard way. You mean kill me? She didn't answer. He didn't ask again. They reached the rift. It shimmered in the open air like water suspended in zero gravity, held in place by nothing. Symbols floated through it. Not written, remembered. Language that lived inside the mind, not the eyes. Vara activated her tools. A silver thread of light extended from her wrist into the rift. It accepted her touch, but only barely. She winced. It's fighting back, she said. Then we don't have much time. The sky above them darkened. Not from shadow. From the gate. It had arrived. The ship unfolded silently in orbit. Massive. Hollow in the middle like a ring. Energy spiraled across its surface like veins. It didn't use thrusters. It simply was where it wanted to be. A beam of light stretched from it, thin, focused, pointing straight at the moon, straight at him. His body reacted immediately. Pain surged through him. He fell to one knee. The light under his skin turned, violent, shifting from blue to deep red. His heartbeat echoed in the dust. His eyes glowed like twin stars. Vara reached for him. Stay with me. You're still in control. He shook his head. No, not anymore. They're inside. I can feel them. Showing me everything. What do you see? He looked up. Earth. Not destroyed. Just changed, rewritten. No war. No pain. Everyone. Obeying. She stared at him. That's not peace. That's programming. He smiled weakly. You sound like my mother. Vara froze. You remember her? For the first time, right now, they gave me the memory. To make me trust them. She leaned closer. Don't. You're not theirs. You were never meant to be theirs. He breathed slowly. Then help me stop it. No matter what happens. Vara nodded once. She inserted the final key into the rift. The fold opened, not fully. Not violently, but enough. Light shot through them both. She felt his memories, planets he'd never seen, people he'd never met, all placed inside him. Like seeds. Not knowledge, code. The gate had built him to adapt, to survive. But not as a boy. As a vessel. Inside the rift, the energy tried to overwrite his mind. He screamed. Vara held him. She pushed her own code into the stream, crashing systems, breaking pathways, forcing the rift to recognize her as an override source. It worked. For a moment, then the gate struck back. The beam from the ship thickened. It hit the surface of the moon directly. Not as light, but as will. The fold screamed. Reality bent. The boy's body rose off the ground, suspended. His mouth opened and the voice returned. Override denied. Core unit restoration proceeding. Terminate external interference. Vara didn't stop. She grabbed the sphere from her satchel, the original Foltech object. Still pulsing, still waiting. She didn't speak to him. She spoke to it. You want him? You made him? Then take me instead. And she threw the sphere into the rift. Time froze. The rift flared open white, then black, then colorless. A pulse exploded outward, silent, across the moon, across orbit, and the gate ship stopped. Its lights dimmed out, its movement paused out, the beam vanished. The boy collapsed to the ground, unconscious. The red light inside him gone out, the fold closed out, and for the first time in hours, silence returned. Later, no one believed what had happened. Earth governments blamed a failed satellite weapon. Vara's ship disappeared again. Hidden in the quiet places between nations, the gate ship didn't return. But it wasn't destroyed. Just waiting. And the boy? He woke up days later, somewhere in deep orbit, aboard Vara's ship. She stood beside him, tired but alive. "It's over?" he asked. "For now." He sat up. "What did you do?" "I changed the signal." "You're no longer a key." "What am I now?" She smiled, barely. "A choice." He looked out the window at the stars. "Then maybe next time I choose us."